Day One Journey, episode 1476. 1476. The Curious Listener. We may have done an episode about the Curious Listener, but today there was a specific conversation I had with a good friend of mine, and she asked me about. We talked about connecting with people, creating an environment in which we listen to the other person, give them the comfort of just sharing something real, not just small talk, talking about the weather and other, random things. Is actually to open up, get someone to open up, be curious about them, listening to them, enjoy their own life story, which is a real story, which I really enjoy. I enjoy hearing true stories. I remember that was amazing. I also know my friend always likes it when I share a story. So, story. I have a good friend that had a girlfriend, and he found her. He met her in Thailand few years ago, and sometimes I see myself through his shoes. Either way, one time he came back to Bangkok. I sat with him and with his girlfriend back then in the sushi place, and I really wanted to hear their story. How did they, how did they meet? When did they know it was a thing between them? All these interesting points within their relationship. I was very curious, and they really shared the story, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed that. So it is important to me. For me, the curious listener is the part of me that seeks connection. So when I was when I was having this conversation with them, I think also wanted to connect to my friend. I was also just curious about the story. I think there's also, well, maybe my friend can relate to that it's like a leadership, because I sort of lead them to connect to themselves. I don't think it was my goal or something I actually thought about. I was actually curious, and I think I was curious because I have a very good connection with this friend of mine. I was interested in the story because it was his story. Maybe there was another couple, when I try to think about other people in my life that, well, sort of acquaintances. Would I be that curious hearing their story? Well, if it will be a real story, with all the ups and downs, not as some kind of a story that they try to make them look good, I will probably still be curious. So maybe it's not just connection. Maybe it's not just connection. Maybe I like to hear the story because, I sort of find things about myself. I'm curious to sort of work through their steps, but in my own shoes. Maybe it's not just connection. I'm just curious about people. And who's the curious one? Well, I have a curiosity. Even though it's the curious listener, he seeks connection. Curiosity is someone else. Curiosity is who's the one that is curious? I need to open the app. See the app. Well, I'll show you. So I go to quotes in the app as a manager in the app. see the quotes. And now I'm going to add another quote, and I'm going to go through the characters. Core, silver, the optimizer, the golden memory, the soldier, the simplifier, the analyzer. The analyzer. Well, it's the analyzer actually. The analyzer is curious about the details. So it's actually the analyzer, which is curiosity. It's not the curious listener. Well, the curious listener is also there, but maybe it's more the analyzer. I wanna understand the story, and it's real. That's why the analyzer is even more curious. It's not just a fabricated story, Like it's not the story like the movies with a happy ending, and this is real. It really happened. So yeah, it's the analyzer actually. I'm just curious. Yeah. There's also a level of connection because I'm curious about this specific friend that I feel more connected to. I do think I felt more connected to him after the story. Well, actually to both of them. But it's also the analyzer. He's curious. He wants to know the details. Yeah. And, yeah, that's him. That's him. He also has a connection to the artist engineer, which is also a creator. He's also curious, but, well, the analyzer. Have an amazing day. Day 1. Keep listening. Be the curious listener. And maybe also the analyzer. Be curious about other people. And have an amazing day. See you tomorrow.